exercise is a posterior sling hold. Our patient will be laying on her back, either with chairs or up against two tables. Her bra line will be up against the edge of the chair, and then her heels will be on the other edge of the chair. What she's going to do is just press into one heel and then pull the other foot up, pulling her knee up above her hip.
So anatomically speaking, she's lying supine between the two chairs, and one leg, as you can see, is in hip flexion and knee flexion, the other leg in extension. She's going to hold this for about 10 seconds and then switch.
And this is important because it can help prevent hamstrings strains, because it's an isometric hold in an eccentric position. So it's protective against this by incorporating body weight and change from flexion to extension. And this helps with proper contraction and relaxation. So with those two combined, its ability to combat against neuromuscular fatigue, which decreases the risk for injury.
For prime times, she's performing an exaggerated sprinting motion with hip flexion, and she's using her arms to propel her in this exercise.
So main muscle actions would be flexion of the hip and also extension of the knee, and then the hamstrings are working as she accelerates up and down.
So the hamstrings are the accelerators of the lower body, while the quadriceps are the decelerators, and this exercise allows for full range of motion of the hamstrings as she is performing contraction and eccentric contractions in the sprinting position. And this is important for hamstring strength in general, as the hamstrings tend to be overstretched. So for this exercise, you're going to want to have a stable piece of furniture that the athlete can lie down on with the lower half of their body exposed. And she's going to start off with her hip in extension as the clinician pushes into hip flexion, and she will push back into extension as I push her into flexion.
So as the clinician's doing this, pushing her into flexion, it's teaching these muscles to stabilize as she's pressing them in the opposite direction. So how this is helpful is when she goes into an unfamiliar or unstable environment that's not controlled by a clinician, her muscles will have this memory of being able to control and move in a steady way.